Hello, colors. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting update for FC Barcelona. We start with Vitor Roque, as Barca believe that Roque's arrival in January would be too hasty, could go for the midfielder instead. Talking about a DM. We are going to discuss more on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking on this other transfer news claiming that Barca, as well as their arch rivals Real Madrid, are set to miss out on this 17-year-old Argentine attacking prodigy. Who is he? We are going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In a major development, journalist Jody Cardero is reporting that Barcelona are likely to postpone the incorporation of Vitor Roque until next summer. Instead, if there is room on the salary margin during the January window, the Blaugrana will go for a midfielder instead. It is no secret that Barcelona's intention and Xavi's wish was to bring in Vitor Roque in the January transfer window once they receive the 40 million euros pending payment from Libero. But the Brazilian's injury at the end of September, coupled with Barca's financial constraints, have changed the roadmap. Despite the fact that his recovery is going well, the Barca technical department believes that bringing him in now, provided that it is financially possible, may be too hasty. It would be a sporting suicide, a club source told the journalist. Barcelona do not want to rush Roque's recovery process, and they believe for him to be ready to compete at the highest level in 2024 when the Champions League returns and the season enters the business end would be to burden him with an excess of responsibility. Xavi's wish has always been to have Vitor Roque as of January so that he has more attacking options and cover for Robert Lewandowski. But the decision is not entirely up to the manager or the sporting director Deco. So now the question remains, a midfielder in January instead? As mentioned earlier, any operation during the winter window would depend on the 40 million euros payment that Barcelona are yet to receive from Libero. While waiting for the German fund to release the amount, the Blaugrana are also looking at alternatives to bolster their finances due to the former's unreliability so far. Either way, if the payment arrives and there is enough salary margin, Barcelona might decide to go after a new midfielder in the winter window instead. Oriol Romeo's form has dwindled of late and there is no natural cover for him in the pivot midfield position either, and the club could look to address that matter instead of pushing ahead with Roque's arrival. Today we hear this, tomorrow we hear another story, and it just keep on confusing, right? It's just confusing. Yesterday we talked about Barca will do everything possible to bring Roque. Today we're talking about reports from another journalist saying that Barcelona are seeing the arrival of Vitor Roque in January as too hasty and of an overburden, which for what I don't understand. Of course, Vitor Roque is a player that we all want him to be in action as soon as possible. So whatever they are saying in this report is still something that is confusing. Laporta, Deco have already said in an interview that the club are working on that. If there is the possibility of the young striker coming, that is what they are working at. They are working for it, because these past few days there have been a lot of talk about will Barca go for a new defensive midfielder or will they prioritize Vitor Roque instead? Because from the look of things, with the general window not far coming, There are just two, I think, just two options. Barca must try to exploit just one, because Barca have no intention to go and be signing new players in the winter. So if Vitor Roque don't arrive, Barcelona want to do all that they can to bring a new pivot, as Oriol Romeo has not been impressive lately. So let's see how it goes. But because the way the reports are putting it now, it's as if Barca cannot cope with the two, like bringing in a new pivot and at the same time bringing in Vitor Roque. It looked like a near impossible task from all indications. So it's just a matter of a preference. Which one will Barca go for? Because as I said, a lot of contradicting reports. Today we'll talk about this. Tomorrow they'll talk about that. But at the end of the day, we'll still know what Barca want to go for. But from what the sporting director have been saying, it is Barca's wish to bring Vitor Roque in January. It is Xavi's wish to see Vitor Roque join his setup in January. But will that happen? We'll just have to cross our fingers and see. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona have been keeping an eye on a number of young prospects coming through the ranks of South America. Recent reports suggested that the Blaugrana are leading the race to sign Vélez Sarsfield midfield talent Alvaro Montoro. While the Catalans may come out on top in the race for Montoro, they are set to face defeat in pursuit of another Argentine wonderkid. Indeed, as per Sport, another of Vélez Sarsfield's teenage prodigy, Gianluca Prestiani, who was on the radars of both Barcelona and Real Madrid, is on his way to signing for Benfica. Prestiani is held in very high regard in South America, with the young striker having already made his first team breakthrough for his boyhood club. The young forward has played 39 times for Vélez, scoring 3 goals in the process. Prestiani's contract with the Argentine outfit expires in December 2024, but a move to Europe had been in the works for a while now. It had been reported earlier this year that Barcelona would be ready to pay 3 million euros to sign Prestiani from Vélez Sarsfield. But the 17-year-old appears to be on his way to Benfica, with Vélez Sarsfield president Fabian Balanga confirming as much. He said, "There is an offer from Benfica and, of course, we are analyzing it. We are not going to stop the sale of a player because we need the money," Belanga stated. He can't leave until the date, January 31st, when he turns 18, because he is a minor, but there is a pre-arrangement or pre-agreement. With the money obtained, we have to cover some of the needs of the squad. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.